All right. So it says we're live. Let's get this started here. So, uh, well, let's begin with what we often begin with on these streams, and that is the reality of what's going on. And we're just going to take a quick look at the situation with coronavirus right now. As you can see, we are currently at over 7 million cases, 7,083,000, and we have topped over 203,000 deaths. And so there's only one thing really to say about all of that, and that's too many, and I mourn them all. I miss Keith and some others who may not have been direct deaths from COVID-19, and I'm going to light this in everyone's memory. All right. So, that's kind of the state of things right now. Let's take a little bit. Let's take a closer look at it here. Let's get that. Make sure it stays on. And then a little bit windy in here. All right, so. And there's the most recent numbers. Let's actually just go down, and I'm going to take a look at this trend line again, and you can see the trend line again is still going up a little bit, not too bad, and a lot of that just again has to do with colleges and schools being back in session. The most recent number of cases, we had 54,536 new cases yesterday. That is a bit of a spike. Keep in mind that is a Friday kind of thing that seems to happen, where more people go in and get the tests done on those days. So, a little bit of variation overall, but yeah, it does seem that we're climbing a bit. That's the unfortunate thing. Let's talk a little bit about some of the situation with what's going on now with the coronavirus and the state of things. I'm actually just going to put this up right now because it's not a bad thing. Talking about some of this stuff. Okay, so I was listening today about to a report about how the number of people who are interested in taking a vaccine at this time has gone down. That at one point in time it was somewhere in the 70%. Right now it's somewhere in the 50% range, and that is to me a little bit concerning. But I don't think it's something to be concerned about yet. There's a few reasons for this. First of all, this is not a poll about an actual vaccine. That's the first thing you have to remember. A poll about an actual vaccine, well, there would be a vaccine that would be in existence. This is a hypothetical vaccine. This is honestly more of a poll about what do you think about the rhetoric about the vaccine right now. And let's be really honest, the rhetoric about the vaccine has been changing a little bit. There has been, I personally am listening to the people who have medical degrees and are in this field who are saying that we're probably going to see a vaccine sometime in the middle or the third quarter of next year. And, that is, to me, kind of an optimistic thing. I'm looking forward to that. There's others who are saying that it might happen sooner. If it does, good. Now there are obviously what's happened here is it's become politicized. Is that when Trump said that he had a vaccine that he was going to release before the end of the year, many people were concerned that this was not going to be properly checked, that it wasn't going to be a proper vaccine in a few different ways, and so they said they weren't going to take it. As I say, there's a bit of politicization going on here, but when it really comes down to it, this is not something to make your mind up about now. I personally know that I'm going to take the vaccine when I can, because the vaccine is going to allow me to really get to really get back out in the world, to feel like I can have an effect on life again. Because as it stands right now, I'm just I'm working and I'm doing things, but except for this that I'm doing here with you, I really don't have a whole lot that I'm doing, and I miss that. I think we all do. So nevertheless, that's one of the reasons why I'm going to take the vaccine, is because as much as vaccines in general are something that I sometimes have some concern about. And this one, yeah, there might be some rush to judgment. I'll tell you how I personally am going to make my judgment on whether or not I'm going to take the vaccine. And that is that I'm going to do what I usually do. There's this thing that's sometimes known as the wisdom of the crowd. Okay, I mean, yes. Yeah, often crowds can be idiots, the mobs, that kind of thing, not great. But there's this interesting little scientific phenomenon known as the wisdom of the crowd. And I think that it applies in many cases with the internet. It's one reason why I've come to trust Wikipedia much more than I once did. It's much better to look at the sources that they're using rather than use it as a source itself. But if you just want to get a basic overview, you're generally not going to be lied to. And the reason being is this wisdom of the crowd phenomenon. So the idea is that the old thing where there'd be a jar full of jelly beans and you ask everybody to guess how many jelly beans are in the jar. Interesting thing. You take all those numbers, and I believe you take the mean. I'm not that great at these particular maths and that kind of thing. But you take that. You take all those numbers, and it's just a very simple formula to put it through. And generally, you will be within. I mean, it can be hundreds or even thousands of jelly beans in that jar, and usually you'll be within like 10 or 20. Of how many jelly beans are actually in that jar. You'll come with an extremely close estimate. And by that same token, I'm going to be doing the same thing. Now, the crowd that I'm going to be listening to is going to be a very select crowd. Keep that in mind. The crowd that I'm going to be listening to is doctors, people with PhDs, people who are working in this field, and also people who are hopefully free of for lack of a way of putting it, political influence or motivation, which is hard to certainly have, but, ideally, maybe that's what we get. So, on that level, the way to approach this is when the vaccines start coming out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at reports that are coming from other countries. I'm going to see what most of the folks in Europe have to say about it. I'm going to see what the general response is. Now, some of that may be colored because, the U.S. vaccine is going to be different from the vaccine that's coming out for the rest of the world, things like that. So there's a certain amount of that needs to be looked at. But I think that it's one of those things that could really be positive. And I think that we can really find... I think that you can find a clear answer by looking at basically the scientific consensus is what I'm talking about here more than anything else. I'm talking about listening to a bunch of scientists and seeing overall what they think. And they may not all agree, but that's fine. No. So this is actually probably a good time to introduce Celeste here. But actually, before I get to that, let's talk about what we're going to be doing here tonight. So let me do a little bit of the switching of things around. I'll put this right about here. Just there. And let's see, I've got to peer down to see my screen. It's kind of an odd angle. The reason why it's at an odd angle is so that... Hi, Celeste.
Hello.
Hi. This is Celeste.
Hi.
This is my wonderful wife, Celeste.
That's
okay.
Me.
But yeah, the reason why it's set up that way is so that you can see this board that we have right here in front of us. Because what we are going to be doing this evening, you probably guessed because it's in the title, we are going to be playing this game. This is Pandemic. Okay, so... in case you're unfamiliar with Pandemic, it is a cooperative game where Celeste and it can actually play up to, I believe, 6 players, 8, something like that. A good number of players. A fair number of players. I
don't remember.
Right, we play cooperatively to defeat the viruses.
Yay, I like co-op games. They're personally my favorite games.
They are more fun because, honestly...
we're not...
Right, yeah. No, there's no whole, enemies, friends all the way up until the night they play Mario Kart kind of thing going on. So, yeah. Oh, right, no, we're not talking about that, are we? Okay. So, let's see. So, one thing about Pandemic that is going on. Now, I'm not going to actually go over all the rules as I'm doing it here. I'm actually going to switch over. Let's see. Where is my chat? Do I have a chat window up?
That's what I was looking for. That's why I was, doing that whole...
Is there not a chat window on the phone, either? Maybe this one's not running with a chat for some reason. I hope it is.
It doesn't seem to be on my...
No, there is a live chat running. Okay, so where is... Okay, pardon me, folks, as I do a little bit of technical stuff. I want to be able to listen to you, folks.
Oh, and I'm delayed by a lot again.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. It's going to happen. Okay, so but as I'm thinking to this, I'm going to talk a little bit about the way Pandemic works. So, first thing about Pandemic. Is that this? No. First thing I want to mention about Pandemic is that it is, besides being a cooperative game, it's one which in my mind actually has some really good mechanics for recreating how a virus would actually work. The way that it starts off is we have these 5 piles here. Now these 5 piles are going to be combined into one player deck. Yeah, I see that there is chat. I just can't find where to see it on the computer. I can't read it. You know what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to pull up the chat here on my phone, and I will do it that way.
We're supposed to give ourselves cards before we split them up, I think.
Oh shoot, we are. Okay. And we're supposed to give ourselves how many cards? 4.
Oh, no.
Hold on. It's been a minute. Okay, so.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Set up.
We played this game religiously for like months.
2-player game. We start off with 4 cards.
4 cards. I was right.
Yeah, we were right. Yeah, it was 4 cards.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to take 4 off of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. We'll call that good. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So those are our 4 starting cards. Now, what we're trying to do here is we are trying to get enough of these kinds of cards. These cards, I'm going to just set that down right there. Hopefully it shows.
That's Ho Chi Minh City.
Where's that? Oh, okay, right. Okay, that's a little bit delayed. So, all right. But, so this card right here, maybe, actually, I'll just hold it up. Nope, that's not going to be better. I'll put it right there. Okay, so this is one of the cards that has the red virus on it. It's going to be Ho Chi Minh City. It's going to be right here on the board. Move that mouse again.
I'm over on the north coast, north side.
Okay, but anyway, so ideally what we're going to do is we have to collect enough cards to be able to come up with a cure for the virus. And you do that by traveling around the board. As you do that, we are going to collect various cards out of the player deck. The blue cards we've placed all along here are the player deck. Now, here's the trick. There are 5 epidemic cards that are in the player deck altogether. And when you shuffle the player deck, you actually split it into 5 decks, and then you shuffle in each one of the epidemic cards into each one of the small individual decks. Okay. No, you don't need to do that. We're good. Okay. We'll find them when the time comes. All right, so now we're just going to take these, and we're going to combine them all into one giant player deck. Now, theoretically, evenly distributed through this, we should have our 5 epidemic cards. Okay, so and we'll be collecting those as we go along. Now, the rules here, in case you can't see them, is do 4 actions. That is move. That can be one of your special actions. We need to actually go ahead and look up our characters. We can draw 2 cards, and that's going to be cards from the player deck. Then we resolve epidemics. We discard down to 7 cards. You can have a maximum of 7 cards in front of you, unless you've got a special kind of thing that you've got going on with your character. Now, the characters that we're playing tonight, we're going to be pulling these up. I'm going to look up, let's see. I said I was going to play the Researcher, wasn't I? So we have to look these up because here's the funny thing. What we are playing on tonight is actually the Pandemic Legacy board. We do not have the original Pandemic game at this time, borrowed, loaned around, stuff like that. Okay, so we're using this one. This one, however, does not come with the original with the original cards. They're designed to have cards that you add on to and change, and as you develop abilities over time, those are the abilities you get. And there's actually a fewer options in some ways than there are in the regular Pandemic game. So let me look this up. Pandemic Researcher character. Okay.
Who did you say I was going to pick him?
I believe you said you were going to be the containment specialist.
Pandemic character containment specialist.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. I'm not going to be playing the researcher. I'm going to be playing the scientist. And the scientist, actually...
Can you send me that? Because I'm not finding it.
Okay. And the scientist, let me pull this up here, only needs 4 cards of the same color for a cure action. Okay, so That's the character which I'm going to be playing, is that one right there. Okay. And let me find yours. Here, actually, just let me pull it up on your phone there. That'll make it easier.
Okay.
Specialist. Pandemic containment specialist character. Okay. Containment specialist. Oh, wait. Now, do you want to prevent... Okay, so there's two of them that we're thinking of. Containment specialist is when you enter a city with 2 or more disease cubes of the same color, remove one of them. Or prevent disease cube placements in the city you are in and all the cities connected to it.
That one.
You want quarantine specialist.
Quarantine.
Okay, excellent. So, you're playing quarantine specialist.
That's her.
That's her. Okay, there you go.
That's me.
Okay. Alright, so now the general way that I generally try and do this is since I'm whoever is playing the scientist character who only needs who only needs 4, then it's actually easier that way. Okay, let me pull this up again real quick. Alright, and there we go, that's the one I want. Alright.
Now, I will say this. When we first started playing this game, we lost every time.
Right.
But we had misread it, and when we went to play with a friend, because it was only him and I, and we had just bought it, we found out we did not have to clear all the cubes.
Right.
We thought we had to clear all the cubes before the end of the cards. With just 2 players, that's impossible, just so you know.
Right.
But we discovered that's not the right way.
So an important point that you just made there is that we have to actually we have to finish the game before we go through this entire deck of cards. If we finish the cards before it's done, then we're done. The disease wins. This one is the one where it actually gets a little bit tight. This is the one where I'm like, how many cards are left in that deck? Okay, we're not going to make it. And we weren't making it because, as she said, we were running out of the cards first. Now, here's the interesting thing, though. The goal is, as I said, to collect, in my case, 4 of these cards of any one color. She needs to collect 5, which is why it's going to be mostly me who's going to be collecting them, but we'll see how it goes. Right. Oh, we got a few bugs flying around in here. Windows open.
It's the mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. Anyway, but here's the thing. And it's an interesting point because we come up with a cure by having enough cards, and that's how you win the game. You don't have to eradicate all the sickness from the board, and this is actually one reason why we're talking about vaccines tonight, because this actually plays into it right here. You see, here's the thing, is that there's a lot of talk about herd immunity, and herd immunity being one of those things where, if enough people get sick and, they get over it and that kind of thing, they have the antibodies, and now, you don't need to worry about it. That is a bad way of achieving herd immunity. We can also achieve herd immunity by enough people taking the vaccine. When I say enough people taking the vaccine, that means not everybody has to take it. This is why, even though a lot of people do not get the MMR vaccine, unless you're in an area like certain areas of California and that kind of thing, where there's a lot of people who are not getting the MMR vaccine, then there are not MMR outbreaks, or measles, mumps, rubella outbreaks. There's not a measles outbreak because there's herd immunity in that area, even though there's some kids who are showing up at school who don't have the measles, or don't have the measles vaccine. That's fine, because enough do. Now, occasionally we hear about, there was an outbreak here, there's an outbreak there, sure, okay, and, we can go through the whole history of anti-vaxxers and that kind of thing, but here's the thing, all right? It doesn't matter if not everyone takes it. We just need to understand that if we get enough people taking it, then we don't have to clear all the cubes from the board. We just have to come up with a cure. Okay, enough said. All right. So let's go through the somewhat unpleasant business. Oh, actually, I'm going to move this. You can't see this here. Let's move this so you can see this. There we go.
Of putting viruses on the board.
Of putting the viruses on the board. Okay, so the way this works is we start by taking cards from this deck here. This is the infection deck. We do it in 3 rounds.
3, 2, and 1 virus cubes.
Okay, so first let's do the rounds of 3. Okay, so Karachi, which is right there. That's the black one. Needs 3.
Ooh, I can't quite reach.
No, I know. I'm going to have to do
Short
a lot
arms.
of the reaching here.
I'm a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah,
right?
no, I know. Okay. Next one is Santiago, Chile.
I
It'll
can
be down
reach
there.
that one.
Yep. And the third one is Mexico City.
Ooh, another
Yeah,
yellow.
another yellow one. Okay.
Are they? Oh, good. They're not attached. So
Yeah, they're not directly next to each other, so.
because that
Now,
would have been bad.
now there is a mechanic that happens when a city has 3 cubes and then it gets infected by another. It does not get a 4th cube. What happens is that all the cities surrounding it all get 1 cube. And it can be a bad thing. Okay, now.
Especially if there's another one that has 3, then that one bursts open.
Right. And there's also a marker which you can't see because I've got the board set up so that you can see the map locations. But as that one moves along, each time that happens, there's another outbreak. We have a maximum of 8 outbreaks before, again, it would be a game loss. But, again, we've never had that happen, I don't think. Maybe once, twice, not often. Okay, so, now these are the cities that have 2 cubes. Tehran, that's going to be right there. Oh boy, that's right next to Karachi.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay, next up we have...
Did you shuffle?
Yes. Next we have Jakarta, India. Or Indonesia, excuse me.
Come on.
That's 2 red. And then lastly we have Seoul, Korea. That's going to be right over here. Okay. And now we have all the ones that are just going to be only infected with 1. Delhi, which again is right next to Karachi.
Lord.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
We
But
need to get over.
Right, absolutely. But here's the good news. This is a hotspot zone. We can heal a lot of these up quick. That's good news, all right?
Oh yeah, we don't have any blue.
No blue so far.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Buenos Aires. Okay. And lastly, Khartoum.
Man, black and yellow this time.
Black and yellow with only a little bit of red. Now that's actually good. I mean, we've got a
we should
chance.
just. I have 2 blue ones. You have 1. We should get to because they're right there. We should just.
Yeah, we should definitely trade. Now we have to trade, of course.
We have to be in those.
We have to
places.
be in that city. Now I have St. Pete. You have Paris and Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, with the distance that those are from each other, we're probably just better with me trading St. Pete to you. But we'll see where this goes. Okay. Now we always start in Atlanta, where the Centers for Disease Control is.
I think we should start in the Who, but
Yay!
I bet they do in the European version.
Is there a European version of
I would
this?
think.
I don't think there is.
I bet there is.
There may be. Who knows? I know that there's a season 2 to this game at some point, which I want to check out, but that's a whole nother thing.
If they don't, there's a good idea for you guys. Hey,
Okay.
Europe would like to play this too.
There we go. All right. So, I forget how we decide who goes first. Was there a particular way?
Wasn't it the birthday closest birthday, which is always going to be you since it's a few days before mine.
Right. Yeah. I don't think that's it. I think it was for something else.
Oh, maybe.
So let's just do this here. All right. I got this in my hand. Put it behind my hand. You pick the hand that it's in. You get to go. Hold on. Let me choose.
Oh.
I haven't put it in the one first.
Well, then I'm not picking that hand.
Okay. Well, then maybe I'm going to put it in the other hand. I don't know what hand I'm going to put it in. Here. You know what?
It's in that one.
Yes, it is. All right. You go first. Okay, so your 4 actions are you can move, you can cure a cube, or you can take one of your special actions. Also, we have events and that kind of thing that we can do. This one is remote treatment. This will allow me to remove a cube from one site far away. 2 disease cubes, excuse me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, there we go. That's excellent. All
Thank
right.
you. Excellent.
Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to draw you 2 cards.
Thanks.
What'd you get?
I got
Oh,
Montreal and
wow.
Chicago. So yeah, we'll meet in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, we got to head to St. Pete.
I'm going to St. Pete next round.
Okay.
Holy cow, it's way over there.
It is way over here. It is right on the very edge. You could not get much further away from where you are now unless you're in San Francisco. I mean, seriously.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean,
So
if you
can't
look at
make
it,
there
if you
and
look
I'll
at it,
make
the
there
blue
too,
makes
right?
it all the way across.
I know.
The western. But I mean, sometimes I think this board's divided up by cultural things more than anything else. Okay, you know what? I need to go make sure I have this up so that we can see the chat. I'm not sure if I got that quite right here. So let's go into this in just a moment.
Oh, and these are little
Oh,
CDCs
there we go.
we can put on the board later.
So, oh yes, these are other treatment centers. Okay, so let me say, call in live.
If you're watching, hi. Please do call in.
Oh, and Fresh Strawberries says she likes your glittery eyeshadow
Thank you.
and your ribbon space buns.
Thank you.
Okay, so and what is the number for this? I always forget. This is not my regular number that I use for this. So.
The space buns hide my, horns.
All right. Come on.
Hi, confetti.
And of course, it's always slow when you want it to be fast. So, 904-373-8660.
My goodness.
There we go. Alright.
This candle smells good.
Doesn't it, though? It's the upshot of it. Okay, so, now, you're down to 7 cards. Now you got to do the other unfortunate thing in your turn.
I have to draw my...
You have to infect 3 cities. Wait.
No.
No, 3 infect cities.
2.
Her infection rate is 2. So 2 cities.
2.
There's your 2
We're
cities.
only at 2 right now.
Okay, what are 2 cities?
Oh,
What do we get?
Hong Kong and Washington.
Hong Kong way over here. So this
We
is
got our
one,
first blue one.
1 cube each. Okay, Hong Kong.
But
and
one of us
Washington.
will just, pop over
We'll-
and on the way to
We got a plan for
St.
this. We got a plan.
Petersburg.
We got a plan. Got this. Okay, so now it's my turn. 4 actions. I'm gonna go.
It's still, even if you're going to St. Petersburg, it's the less amount.
Yeah, no, definitely. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that back there, and then I will draw my 2 cards. And I got the epidemic.
That sucks.
It does suck, but it could be worse. Okay. No, nothing.
Why that sucks is we actually have to take the cards that we have just disused, so the ones that are already on the board.
All the places are on the board.
And we have to shuffle those. Take one card from the bottom and add it to, we've got a new
Right.
city.
So now we draw. First thing I do is I draw a card from the bottom. Weirdly enough, that's the instructions. Bottom of this deck. Drawing from the bottom. Istanbul. Okay.
This one's Constantinople.
Is now infected. Okay. There it is. All right. Then that goes into this pile here. Now, here's the thing that makes this an interesting mechanic. And this is one of the things I was talking about before about how I like the mechanics the way this game is put together. Because now, rather than the rest of these cities, like the city that's not quite at the bottom but close to the bottom here, that's not going to get infected again, okay? Or that's never going to get infected. This one right here, whatever city that is, that's probably never going to get infected because we're going to keep pulling the epidemic cards up, and it's these cities on top here. These are the ones that are going to get reinfected. So we're going to shuffle those. All right. And then, after we shuffle those... Oh, and the other thing we got to do is this little marker moves up 1 track. All right. Now you can see it's 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So it isn't until it gets a little long ways there. You got 3 rounds of the epidemics happening before it starts to get kind of ugly. Now, once you get up to the point where there's 3 and 4 cards, the cities they're infecting at a time, then you can kind of start digging it down in this deck a little bit quicker. But it's still not so bad. All right. So now we just take this, and as it instructs, we put it on top of the deck, and we reinfect these 2 cities.
It's you, not
Oh,
me.
is it me? Oh, that's right, it's me. Oh, Tehran and Khartoum. Okay.
Khartoum is... Oh, no.
What about Tehran?
Oh,
Yeah, everything's fine. We
okay.
haven't had an outbreak yet.
I thought Khartoum was that
No,
one.
that's Karachi.
Right.
Yeah, Karachi's in bad shape. Tehran's in bad shape. Either one of those goes, it's going to be a big mess over there.
Yeah, it is.
So,
so quickly it
Yeah,
could go bad.
like if we pull up Karachi now, Karachi, it's going to go boom. Okay, it's going to get ugly quick. So.
Oh yeah, if we run out of the little black cubes.
Right, then that's another lose condition.
It's bad.
Okay, this goes into the player discard pile. Okay, and now it's your turn to do your 4 actions, and hopefully you don't pull an epidemic on your first turn like I did.
Yeah, that was just weird.
Yeah, well, it happens. Okay, so
Okay.
Alright, so Essen, that's just a move of 4 to there?
Yep.
Okay. So, let's see. Play at any time, not an action. You know what I'm going to do?
I still need to draw my card.
No. This card I have says play at any time, not an action. I'm going to play this card right now. This is the remote treatment card. I really, really, really am concerned that Karachi, or even in this case perhaps Santiago, is going to explode.
I'm more worried about Karachi than I am Santiago, only because if that one explodes, that explodes, and it's going to spread this way.
But I can remove 2 cubes from anywhere on the board.
Oh, 2.
So I'm thinking I'm going to take 1 from Karachi and 1 from Santiago.
Okay.
And that brings both of them down to 2. So that we're in a much better shape. Now, a little bit of strategy here, okay. The reason why I'm not worrying about Tehran is that Tehran just happened. Okay, I do not have to worry about Tehran coming up in this deck here until we hit another epidemic card, and I have to reshuffle all this. So, on some level, yay! I don't have to worry about Tehran right now because it already went all wrong.
That took us playing a few times to realize.
Yeah. So, all right. So
the more you play, the better you get.
Ideally. All right. So it's now your turn. Go ahead and infect your cities.
I would like to.
Oh, you need to draw first. I'm sorry.
Draw first, please. Thank you.
That's much better.
Cairo and Bangkok.
So we can get a blue one. And you are at 7. Okay, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, you're at 8.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. Why don't you drop? Yeah, take your pick. And I'll drop that one for now. Okay. Alright, so, and the cities.
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires. Now again at 3 right there.
No, 2.
Oh, 2, okay.
And Istanbul.
Istanbul. Still not Constant. Still no longer Constantinople. Alright, so, then, again, my round doing it. I'm gonna do...
And a lot of times we listen to music while playing.
2...
I would have put that song in just because
Yeah.
nowadays we can. It's easy to do.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately, this...
we're not allowed to do that right now.
With the YouTube thing, they would probably... I don't know if they would take it down. I mean, these streams aren't monetized, so, I mean, it's not like I'd be losing money that I'm not making on it. But, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take my rounds, and I'm going to move to St. Pete and stop there.
How many did that take you?
That, you see, 4 would... okay, so, yeah, it's like this. 1, 2, 3... What am I going to do?
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
If I could do something
right.
useful, absolutely, I would love to. But as it stands, I just literally moved to.
Right.
All right. So, then I guess I will take.
Blues.
Gotta take my 2 blues, equity cards. Okay, now I have Milan and Moscow.
Oh man, why didn't we get Milan? Oh well, I guess that's not.
No, closer. I mean, Milan is
Right.
actually. Yeah.
Right. Either way, it would have been. Yeah.
It's right there. It's not any better.
Okay.
Now I have
infect.
Mexico City and Karachi. Glad we took care of Karachi.
Glad we took care of Mexico City.
Yeah, good on that too. All right, your move.
I'm just gonna meet you here.
All right.
And can I have that card, please?
There you go.
And now I'm going to take these 5 cards here, right? And I'm going to make a cure.
Well,
But
we can't do that yet. We've got to take the 5 cards to a treatment center, remember?
oh right,
Yeah.
I have to get back to the treatment center.
We've got to get back to the treatment center. Okay, now let me check
But
this.
that was just one move, so I can move back to the treatment center. Or you can build a treatment center. Or I can build a treatment center. I only took one move.
Yes.
How do I build a treatment center? I forget if we're not.
Build a
doing-
structure. Discard the city card that matches the city you're in to build a structure there.
Oh,
Yeah.
we would still need one extra move to get me Milan. Okay, so I'll just go.
Actually, no, I'm going to give you the Milan card. Oh, no.
We have to be on that.
Yeah,
city
I'll go to
too.
Milan. I'll build the structure. Then you can cure next round.
Okay.
All right, we'll do that. Okay, that works.
Well, then I'm going to use my
Other 2.
other 2.
Go to Istanbul and knock out the cubes in Istanbul.
Yes.
All right, it's a plan. Okay, grab your stuff. Oh, wait, do we already do that?
I did not do that yet, and I'm gonna have to discard one of them.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to have to discard a few.
So 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Keep the black ones right now.
Yep.
You still got to get one more. I hate to do it, but... All right. Okay, now I do want to say this. We are, of course, running a little bit of a chat here. I'm not checking it quite as often as I could, but if anybody does want to chat with us, let us know. We'll talk about anything you like. And if you just want to talk for a little while, I'm glad to do it. So,
I like talking.
and you can chat through the live chat on the screen here, or you can call me up, however you want to do it. We'll make something work here. And please, it can be about whatever. If you just want to talk about stuff that's going on, it's fine.
It could be something funny about your cat. I like cat stories.
She does. She likes cat stories. You should see her feed. Okay. Yeah, like all the things on your news feed.
Oh, I thought you said my feet, and I'm like, what?
No, you've got little kitty beans. You got little kitty toe beans. Little kitty toe beans. No,
That's why I was confused.
that's not what I'm saying.
I'm going deaf.
Okay.
Great.
All right. So let's do this. Have you infected?
No, I need to infect.
We're still on 2.
Delhi
Delhi and
and
Seoul.
Seoul.
So Seoul's been out 3. Delhi's
One
at 2.
Seoul, one Delhi.
Yeah. All right then. Making it my turn. So I'm going to do.
But we didn't get Washington,
We
so.
did get Washington. So 1,
Yes.
2. As long as I don't get it, we're good.
Oh,
Right.
knock on wood. I shouldn't have said that.
I know you keep doing this.
Dang it.
Okay, so Milan, I'm going to go ahead and discard the Milan card, and that allows me to take one of these and build a research
Remote
center.
research center.
Is that what it's
Woo-hoo.
called? Yeah, a research station. A research station.
Research station.
So that's yours. Okay. All right. So research station is built. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go back to Istanbul for my 4th move. I'm going to draw 2 cards, and now I have Washington and Osaka. And that brings me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. And now the 2 cities that I'm going to infect are Jakarta and Hong Kong. Okay, both okay cities to infect. Still, the red cubes are starting to build up a bit. Not real happy about that. Jakarta's looking not pretty, Seoul's looking not pretty. But we can deal with this. They're all right here near each other. We can make it happen. Okay? Okay, so now, your move.
Okay, I'm going to Milan.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to cure. So
Woohoo.
I flip this.
All right.
But since there are no blue cubes,
Right.
that means we then get to flip that over, and if we draw a blue card from now on, It doesn't infect because we have now eradicated it. So, it's gone the way of polio.
Blue is gone. So any blue cards. So the point is, any blue cards that come up in this deck.
Sorry.
Oh, where'd you put that? Oh, right there. So any blue cards that come up in this deck, not the player deck, but any blue cards that come up in the infection deck, don't mean a thing.
So now we want the blue ones to come up.
Right. Yeah. So exactly right. Now the blue one's like, yay! It doesn't. Yeah. Okay. So like, phew. We've already cured that. Nobody's going to catch that. Everybody's inoculated.
Whoop, whoop.
So I mean, that's really the great thing. So all right. And now
that was 2 moves.
That's 2 moves. Okay. Can I ask you to go to Baghdad and
Yep.
stand in Baghdad right now? Because here's the thing about her character. You want to talk about your quarantine
my-
specialist character here?
Where
1,
I'm
2.
standing, no cities that touch the city that I am at can be infected.
Which is good because the 2 cities you are touching are the ones with 3 cubes, which are
They are.
Tehran and Karachi, which is, oh boy, could be a problem soon. So hopefully not. All
Well,
right.
no, because I'm standing here, it won't be a problem.
It won't be a problem. Okay. So that was your move. All right.
Yes.
So now.
I need to draw 2 blue cards.
Oh, did you not do that yet?
Nope.
Oh, okay. My bad. Getting ahead of myself.
I don't have the arms. Oh, I got.
Oh, wow. You got 2 events.
I did. I got
What'd
2
you get?
events. I got 1 quiet night.
Oh, that's always good.
Skip the next infected city step. So
always good.
if we have some cities and I'm not near them,
Mhm.
I can just skip that. And then I've got funded event, borrowed time. The current player takes 2 extra actions in their turn. So instead of 4 actions, or instead of 3 actions, we get 5.
No, instead of 4 actions, you get 6. It says do 4 actions right there.
Oh, right. Thank
That's
you.
okay.
I was looking at the other part.
I understand. It said 3. They're in a weird spot. Okay, so, and now it is the unfortunate time. Hopefully, we get Washington, D.C. in this one, right?
We
You
got
did?
Washington,
All
D.C.
right.
and Santiago. So Santiago is now 3.
Okay, Santiago is now 3.
But I only had to infect 1 city.
All right, so, now I think what I'm going to do.
Get your butt to Mars. Oh wait, no, that's not right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm trying to figure. Okay, so,
This is a strategy game.
all right. So let's do some strategy here. Right now, the most useful place you can be is, I want, if you can you clear out these 3 right here, because as long as you're working on these 3, they can't get any worse.
Right.
Because they all touch each other.
Right.
Okay? And that is basically all of the, I mean, except for Istanbul, that is all the infection right there. And
Right.
that's a thing. Now, admittedly, those are places which are not going to get infected soon. The places that are more likely to get infected soon are...
We've already did.
Yeah, actually, I
I
think,
think we're starting.
Yeah.
I think that next round. I think those cards
we're getting
there
close to getting
are
them.
new cards.
Yeah, we're getting close to new cards, and there's probably another academic card in here pretty soon.
Pandemic card.
Actually, epidemic card.
Epidemic card.
Because pandemic is the whole thing.
Right.
Epidemic is what's happening in the small city
Right.
in the area. I know, it's weirdly named. But anyway. Okay. But yes. I guess then so what do you think? Should I head... So let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 to get me there. Or 1, 2, 3, 4 to get me there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So while you're doing...
I'll go south. You go north.
Okay. North is St. Petersburg. So are you saying... So which... Name the color that you're headed towards.
I'm gonna head towards black. You head towards yellow.
There we go. That I can do. All right. That being the case, I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
All right. Easy enough. So then I'm going to pull 2 of these, and I have 2 more yellow
Oh,
cards.
good. I have no yellow cards, but you only need one more yellow card to cure that.
I only need one more yellow card
or one more red card. Awesome.
I'm going to discard Washington.
Absolutely, we don't need that.
That's now I'm at my 7.
Super.
And then Hawaii, a blue city.
Yes.
And
Blue City.
Shanghai.
Oh.
That's okay.
But those are new cities.
These are new cities, so they're only getting 1.
Yep.
And that's a very good thing, I'd say. There we go. Shanghai. All right.
Okay, I'm of course gonna pull
1, 2, 3.
4. Is my move. And then Mexico City.
It's good. We didn't get an epidemic yet.
Oh yeah. And
oh, good. We've got a bunch of black cards. Good. You're almost good. I might meet you in Moscow in a little while. Give you my card.
okay.
All right. And then you need to infect.
I do.
2 blue cities.
2 blue cities.
Nice.
I got Montreal,
That's what we like. Montreal
and St.
Pete. Those are what we like to see.
Yep, I didn't have to infect anything. Woo.
All right. Okay. So.
I feel good.
Yeah. That's good. And that's one nice thing about like being able to like knock one out quick in the game.
That doesn't happen very often.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna digress here for a minute. I'm gonna talk here. This is an example. I mean, noting here that these are the blue viruses that take place in North America and in Europe. This is an example of what could happen if we had a real pandemic response that really had made it so that we weren't
nipped it in the butt
in
right
the
away.
situation now. Yeah. I mean, oh my God. You know what I just realized? There's a whole genre of maps without New Zealand.
Oh, there is.
This was one of them, and that is not fair because
They did a good
Jacinda,
job.
was that her name? The president of New Zealand.
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister.
She's a prime minister.
Whichever it was.
I think she's a prime minister.
Well, whatever it was, the leader of New Zealand. She did a fantastic job. One which, honestly, I'm about ready.
I like her.
I'm about ready to draw New Zealand in on the board here. Yeah, I like her too. There's a few things to like about her. Okay, but anyway, just saying, that's what you want. You want one where there's an immediate response and you stop it, you nip it in the bud. But oh well, didn't happen. Okay, moving on. So it is my turn, right? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Actually, yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do because I could only move
Right.
there. I couldn't prevent that from getting infected.
Right.
And it still should be okay. All right, so let's pull my 2 cards. Oh!
You've gotten both I haven't gotten an epidemic card.
Yeah, no, you lucky one. Okay, and the other card I got was New York. All right, I'm just going to tell you now. I'm going to discard New York. Don't need that. Okay, so epidemic.
Bottom.
First increase, then infect, draw from the bottom. Be a blue one. That's Manila. Oh well. Yeah, so we're gonna want the red cure soon.
Wait.
Oh yeah, I grabbed a black one. Thank you. My bad.
That can happen, just so you know.
It really can. Yeah, that can be confusing. I keep leaning out of this picture. I need to scoot in a little bit further.
Did I? It might have been.
No,
did I shove?
no.
Okay.
The board's still in the right spot. You can see. I pretty much. You can't quite see Sydney.
It's there. We promise.
Move Sydney into view here. All right, so now you can see Sydney. Okay. Anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and
I like Australia as well.
Do this mess. All right. So and now I need to go ahead and reshuffle these guys. And hopefully put all the blue ones on top, right? Or
there's like 3 blue ones in there, 4 blue ones. All the blue ones need to be on top. Let's just hope it's not like Seoul, Jakarta, and Santiago on top.
Right. No doubt. So, but right now, knock on wood at least, we don't have any 3s next to 3s.
All right. We haven't had to do our outbreak
We haven't had to move the outbreak marker at all. Good. We're doing good. Okay.
We're doing okay.
Doing okay so far. All right. Gonna put that away. All right. So, and this goes back on the top. And I'm going to draw my 2 because we're still at 2, and that is Jakarta. Oh, that is exactly what I did not want it to be.
Oh, I want to cry.
Alright, so move the outbreak marker up 1.
Yep.
Okay, and Jakarta attaches to 1, 2, 3, 4 cities. This is not good. Alright, so this is how it works. Okay, so you see I take these, and Jakarta, and it goes whoop, goes whoop. Connects to Jakarta, gets 1, connects to Jakarta, gets 1, connects to Jakarta, gets 1, and connects to Jakarta, gets 1.
Sydney now has one.
Sydney now has 1.
Yeah, I need to get my rear into that direction.
Yeah, it got ugly real quick.
Yeah, it did. We still have to draw one more card.
You still have to draw another card. And that is Shanghai.
Oh, Lord. Oh, only one.
Good.
Ooh, but we're running out of red.
We are running low on red. Yep, red is getting a little bit out of control. We've got to handle though. We're gonna handle this. We got this. We got this. Okay, we got this. We got this. We're good. All right.
Oh, I could have skipped.
I know. I thought about suggesting that, but we're probably gonna want that later on.
Right.
We're not.
Yeah.
This was an uncomfortable
right.
moment, but there's worse moments that might be coming up. So
Right.
yeah, let's not do that.
Okay.
All right. And I guess that is the end of my turn, right?
Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay, and I've got this. Okay. All right. So
1, 2, 3.
so 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. But I'm in that spot where anything touching is
Right.
not going to be able to do anything.
It's a pretty good spot to be. Okay. So 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4.
Thank you, my love, because that
All
is
right.
what was going to be pulled next. I just had a feel.
I got Madrid and Algiers. Okay, I really would like.
Oh, I didn't pull my cards.
Oh, those are yours then.
My bad.
Okay, and you're down to okay. All right. Okay, so. Oh, good. There we go. I got Sao Paulo, and I got Khartoum. Okay, so we're.
Oh, you only needed 4.
I know I only needed 4. Yes.
Yes.
So and you need 5, but I'm going to discard. No, hold on. I'm going to discard Moscow,
Yeah, I do.
and doesn't really matter which one of these I discard. Actually, yeah, it does. Do I have which one gets me close? Do I have Miami or Mexico City or LA? No. Do
I have Mexico City.
Do I have Bogota? No. Lima. Lima's not that far from where I'm at. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and discard Lima. Alright. And then we're going to infect a couple cities. Manila, yay, and Seoul, great.
Oh.
Oh no. Seoul's another one with a red. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, I need 3 reds. So we now infect Beijing, Shanghai, and Tokyo. And then one more red for Manila. I think I know where we are headed next. Yeah. Your turn.
1, 2, 3, 4. Take me to Jakarta, or actually, no.
Okay, hold on. Let's. I'm going to go through this. We have Seoul, Manila, Shanghai, and Jakarta.
Okay. Okay.
So I would say, yeah, just head in and start.
I need to clear stuff out. Just like 1,
then 2,
2, 3, 4.
3, 4. Okay, good enough.
Gives us more reds in case we need them.
Good call. Good call. Good call on that one. Okay, here's your 2 blues.
Thank you. I got Tokyo and Kinshasa.
Yeah, Kinshasa. That's 8 cards out in front of you. Just
I know. I'm wondering if I should take 2 extra turns and get rid of some more
cubes.
cubes.
Wouldn't hurt. I mean,
Because you're gonna come to where I'm at, I'm assuming, eventually. Because I can then give you Tokyo.
Just discard the yellow ones. You don't need the yellow ones for anything.
Oh.
Because I'm about to cure it.
All right.
So we're good. Yeah, just hang on to them. We're good. Not a decision you need to make.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
I was trying to
Right, no, we're good. We're good. This is why it's a cooperative game,
know.
right? Okay.
I was trying to strategize.
Strategize. Okay.
Anybody?
So 1,
Nope.
2, 3. 1, 2. God, getting to Atlanta's weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 to get to Atlanta. 4.
No matter what, yep.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does. But you're in Atlanta. Just do it.
No.
No?
There's a smarter way to do this. Okay.
There is?
Yes, because if I leave it so... Okay, so I just need to be in a place so I can have... So if I'm here, all right, I can do 1, 2, I can cure, and that still would leave me one move after that. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can actually cure all of the yellow in this area and come up with a cure for yellow. I can eliminate yellow next round. As long as we don't come up with any more yellows.
Yeah, right.
Who knows? Might happen. Okay. Did I do this part yet? No. Oh, son of a biscuit.
Are you serious? What is up?
Yeah. Oh my god, this is gonna... Oh my god.
Wait, what's the one under it?
Karachi.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about this. Because we might run out of cubes here.
I should have taken those 2 extra moves.
Oh, One Quiet Night.
One Quiet Night, yep.
One Quiet Night. One Quiet Night.
We're playing One Quiet Night.
One Quiet Night now, because that way you can get in an area up here where you can keep these from exploding
right,
into a mess.
and I'll use my 2 extra.
Okay.
Okay,
All
we're
right,
okay.
Sounds good. Okay.
We're okay.
Okay, so that goes up to 1. Lima is now infected, which is fine.
Okay.
That makes it a little bit harder for me to cure everything, but I'll do that soon enough. Okay. Alright. And then we just take these.
Because there's only like 4 cards
There's
there, right?
5 cards.
Wow,
and
those
4
were
of them
so
are red.
close.
And 4 of them are red. Yeah, that's when this game can get a little rough, is when that happens, where it's just
They
like...
were so
And they were
rough.
all in the same area, too. I mean, if they had been spread out some, we would have been okay.
Right.
And then, I mean, where were those 5 blue cards
And-
we were talking about being at the top there? Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Didn't happen.
I know.
So, all right, at least we know that it's going to get bad in the red area again.
No, it's not, because I'm going to take care of it right now.
Right, I understand that, but at least we know what the next cards are going to be.
Right.
Okay. Now it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to, of course, play this so I
Okay.
can have a couple extra moves.
There we go.
And we're going to go to Bangkok.
1.
I'm going to leave Bangkok alone.
Okay.
Go to Hong
2.
Kong. Then go up to... Yep,
3.
and I'm going to get rid of those. 4.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I get 6 moves.
Oh, yes.
Cool. Pop me over to Seoul. And there it is.
Okay.
Whew. Okay.
There we go. So take these 2.
Yep. Thank you.
Oh, okay, good. All right, so we should be able to cure red here one way or the other soon. And then take these 2.
It's okay, because do you know what? Even if it's Jakarta, that's okay.
Jakarta gets 1.
And Lima gets 1.
Lima gets 1. Not so bad. We're good. Okay.
Then where I'm at, since I figured staying in Seoul.
Oh, we're at 3 though.
Huh? Oh, we're at 3. Okay. And Milan. Manila, sorry.
Manila is not looking pretty,
Okay.
but it could be worse. Okay, we're going to do it right here. Okay, so Lima's got 2. Right, okay, I remember how Lima got 2. So, 1, 2, 3.
Wait, Lima shouldn't have 2.
No, because I got 1.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Alright, so I cured the yellow in Mexico City, so 1, 2, 3, and then I'm coming for the cure for yellow altogether. Boom. Okay.
Ba-doom.
Alright.
And now he's just going to go to Lima and wipe those out, and we're going to be done with yellow.
And once we wipe out yellow, then we don't have to worry about yellow cards.
Yellow or blue, that would be nice.
and I actually know that we're not going to get any yellow cards right away.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
we're up to 3 outbreaks, by the way.
All right, so I got San Francisco and Istanbul.
One's constant.
And...
Oh, we have 5 black cards on the board now.
Okay. Shanghai, which is connected to the city that you're in.
Yes.
And Seoul, which is the city you're in.
Yes!
Okay.
That means because I'm standing there,
Yes.
those don't get infected.
That's one of the great
I
things.
rock.
You do rock. Now it's your turn again.
I have like this bubble.
Bubble, 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 bubble. Bubble, bubble, bubble.
Okay, I am going to just take all the ones off Soul.
Going to...
Let's just get rid of those. Should I go to... What do you want me to do at this point?
Honestly, I would head southwards
Okay.
and pick up some of these heavy cities. The ones that just have one in them right now are ones that sort of got incidentally hit
Right,
by
okay.
bigger outbreaks, so I'm not going to worry
So
about
move
this.
me to the Shanghai.
So Shanghai, you take one.
One.
All that good. Here's your 2 blue cards.
Thank you. Lagos and flexible aid package.
Oh, good.
Discard 1 to 3 city cards from your hand. The current player takes 1 additional action for every card you discard. Okay. So, awesome.
However, you do need to discard a couple of cards because you're at 9 right now.
Oh, right. Lagos. And Hong Kong.
And then these 3. Hopefully all blue.
2 black and 1 blue. So Delhi and Tehran. But I know I've been over there, so I know they're not at 3.
Yep. Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dang it. One more move. One more move. Essen and Sydney. I now have enough red
Wait.
cards.
1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah.
And I have enough red cards to come up with a cure
Oh,
for
so
red.
you don't need my red cards.
So I might travel back to the CDC.
Actually, use one of those cards
Mm-hmm.
to get over to me. Oh, wait. No, we'd still have to build. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's smarter to just go to the CDC and cure it from there.
Yeah. Okay. And then I need to infect cities. Buenos Aires, crap. Hong Kong, and Mexico City. Hong Kong does not get infected because you're next to it.
Oh, right on. Mexico City. So we got...
Ugh.
Damn!
Darn it, just when I thought we were going to get rid of that.
I know.
The yellow one sneaks around.
Is Dan bad?
Huh?
Is Dan bad? Should I not say Dan?
Oh no, you're fine.
Not been saying any of my
We're
other
we're,
ones.
we're trying to stay away from George Carlin's 7 bad words.
George Carlin was one of my favorites, and I love every single one of his words. So I'm being very good.
So where did we leave off?
I just finished. It's your turn.
Did you infect cities?
I did.
Okay.
Hong Kong was attached to me, so I didn't have to worry about Hong Kong.
And that was you who moved, not me,
Yeah.
right?
Oh no, that was you. So it's my turn. You're right. Okay.
Okay.
So, take me to
1,
yep. The 3, where the 3 are. No.
2,
Yep.
3, 4.
Yep.
Okay.
Manila.
Manila. All right. And then these 2.
Yes, thank you.
Nope.
Oh yay! Jakarta and London. I have to
London card. You gotta discard them. You've got 8 in front of you.
right.
Don't need the red ones anyway. All right. So. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thinking about this. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to cure red right now because remember this rule about red. So this is one of the things about having a cure which I forgot. And I actually should have done last round. Okay, because I only cured 1 in Lima. So I should have taken out 2 in Lima. Once you have a cure, when you cure infection in a city, you can cure all of the infection cubes in the city with
so
one
there's
action.
not one in there.
So there shouldn't be one in Lima, okay, because I cured that. So thank you for taking care of that. I mean, I know we're rolling back a little bit, but okay. The other thing about this is why I am now going to go to Atlanta, and I'm just going to come up with a cure for red in Atlanta. It will make your job over here
so much easier.
Right, there we go. Okay, so, see? Cooperative game, teamwork. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I was already here. 1, 2, 3. Trade in these. Flip this over. They can't see it because it's not on the board. Flip that over to.
Not eradicated, but cured.
Cured. So now, when you're curing, boom, 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 it should go a lot faster.
Oh, this one's eradicated, so we get to put this one down here. Got.
All right, and then let's see. That's my 4, so I need to pull these cards. We are running low on these cards a little bit. It's getting there. Oh, crap.
You have hit every single one of them, haven't you? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh.
And these blue, where are those blue ones?
I don't know.
That ain't one of them either. Sao Paulo. Brazil. Okay. This goes up 1. I said we're gonna win tonight. This might be close. We might be cut by the skin of our teeth. I'm pretty sure we're gonna win.
Gulp.
Gulp. Yep.
We only need to cure black.
Really, that's true. I mean, really, we just need to cure 1 more virus.
And I have 4, and you have 2.
We are focused an awful lot on eradicating, like we always do, instead of curing.
Stop eradicating. Let's get the heck to where do you want to meet? Meet me in Istanbul.
Sure. Well, okay. So here's what I can do. I can actually use this Essen card to move to Essen and then meet you in Istanbul.
Okay.
That'll work as well as anything else. And Milan's right there, so I can come up with a cure for black, or you can. So.
Yep.
All right. So, and now let's see what 3 cities get infected. Shanghai, which is
Only got 1.
Only got 1. Hong Kong, which has now 3.
Wait, nope.
Oh, connected to you. Yep. All right. And Seoul, which is way over here. So could be worse. Did all right. Okay. I am so sick of getting these cards. I'm going to say this. I'm not complaining, but does it not seem like most of the time when we play this game, I'm the one who's getting those cards?
No.
No.
I get that. Like, there was one time.
I know. There's times when you get them all the time, but I feel like there's a lot of time where I'm just like, it keeps happening.
You're the one that shuffled, so if I would shuffle, he would have blamed me.
Completely. Yeah. No, absolutely. Okay.
Okay, so actually it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Just get me to Istanbul. Because I have 1, and I'll take a black 1 on the way.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Ow! What did I just step on?
I don't know.
Ow!
Well, don't step
I think
on.
I got a thorn or something.
Ow. You okay?
Yeah.
Probably a Klingon from the kitty.
Yeah. All right. So. Now draw your 2 blue.
I don't need you anymore.
You don't need me no more. fine. I'm just going around and I'm going to cure myself some blue. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to do that. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take myself, I'm going to cut over from San Francisco over here to Tokyo, and I'm going to start curing red. Because, what? What are you doing?
For every card I discard, I can take an additional move. I can actually win it right now if you want me to. Or do you want me to wait one more round?
Well, you've got to get to Milan.
Oh, right, I forgot to go. Okay, so 1, 2,
Get you to Moscow.
4.
Yeah, use it. That way you can do it next round.
Okay. It actually gets me to Istanbul then.
Does it?
Yep.
What?
2 more. Where was I?
You were here.
Okay, 1, 2. Okay.
Yeah. We got people watching us. They'll let us know if we do something wrong.
Right?
They'll let us know. I'm sure. I mean,
I'm gonna win this next round.
I don't know if actually there's that many people watching, but so be it. Okay.
There were 4 earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. Really, let's actually take a quick peek at the analytics, see if there's anybody paying attention to us after an hour of doing this. Just curious now.
Yeah, how do you see who's on?
There we go. Oh wow, we had 5 people. We were down to 2. Okay, well, so be it.
Well, we had 5 people.
We had 5 people for a little while.
Nice.
That was nice.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for hanging out. Well, pretty cool. There we go. Oh god, I hope I didn't start that up. Okay.
What did you start up?
I might have started up the Android emulator for when I'm coding, which means that it will take a minute to start up and it will hog a whole lot of system resources and completely screw up the live stream.
Oh.
Hopefully I didn't click on that.
Hopefully you didn't.
Hopefully I didn't. Okay. So how far had we made it? Had you infected cities?
I had not infected cities yet. I had just I had gotten Baghdad. Tehran, Jakarta, and Mexico City. Oh, no. Do not put anything in Tehran, because I am attached to Tehran. Yay!
Well, I'm glad you didn't have the extra move then.
Right.
Okay. All right, so.
Your turn.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool. And...
It's 2.
Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow. What the heck? Did you stack the deck against yourself?
I think I might have. I don't know. It's a mess. All right, so,
I want to note, I think we only have 6 cards left in the blue pile, so it's a good thing
you're winning now. And this is actually the way that it often comes out. We're looking at it, we're like, God, I wish we could eradicate everything, and we almost never can, but we can almost always come up with a cure for the disease just in time.
Yes, just by the skin of our teeth.
By the skin, by the hair of my chin, chin, chin.
You have a lot of hairs on your chinny chin chin.
So we've got a little bit of time.
Okay.
We're good. All right. So, you pulled, I guess, I did that.
You have to infect your cities.
Did I do these yet? I didn't do these yet.
Oh.
Did I do these?
Yeah, you did.
I did these, okay.
No, you didn't.
No.
Okay, so we only have 4 cards left.
We have Chennai and Miami.
See, you have enough black ones now too, but I'm closer, so.
Mm-hmm.
It is...
Lima, Delhi, Harry.
Lima, Delhi, and what?
A blue one, so don't worry about it.
Okay, cool. Am I attached to Delhi? No. Bummer. But, doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've won.
have officially won the game.
Woohoo!
All right.
We beat the pandemic.
We defeated the pandemic. So, just to clarify what this means, let's pull them all out here. You can't necessarily see all of them. That means we cured the black one, we cured the yellow one, we cured the red one,
and we eradicated
the blue one. So, we have defeated the virus. I said we're going to defeat the virus, so I was a little worried there for a second.
Yes, because in our pile...
There's 2 turns left. I get a turn. I get 1 turn left. She gets 1 turn, and then it'd be over.
It would have been lost by 3 cards.
Over.
2
but we
turns.
made it. We made it.
We made it. Barely. By the 3 hairs on my chin. Oh, wait. I don't have chin hairs.
Oh, that's good. All right, so. Whew.
I was a little worried. When he said we had to win it, I'm like, this is going to be the only time we don't. And I would have felt really bad.
I understand because so you understand what was going on. It's like, I was like, so you want to join me on the live stream tonight? I've been talking straight for just 2 solid hours for most of these live streams, and it looks like I've still got about 45 minutes worth of time to take up here. But when I've been doing this, there's a certain point where I'm just like, people really want to listen to me yammer for 2 solid hours, so we thought we'd try this instead. With 2 people only being in the stream, I don't know if this was any better. Thank you for whoever is still here at this point in time. Let
us know what you want to do next.
Well,
I mean, maybe give us an idea.
Yeah.
Like, whether it be a board game, or if you want us to teach you how to, I can crochet. I don't know how to knit. I can teach crocheting, though. Nick can teach how to mess with electronics. He's really good at that.
There's a lot of things that we can do.
Also, if you want us to read you a story, I'll read you a story.
Yeah, I've done that on a few streams.
Yeah.
Not for this one, but okay. So.
Because sometimes it's just nice to have somebody to do something with, and hey.
But anyway, the point is, well, hi, I'm glad you waited until we were done with the game.
She wants to... This is
confetti.
This is confetti.
Oh, they can't see her because hold on, let me...
This is confetti. Let me move the candle
There we
first.
go. Now they can see her.
There we go. She's a beautiful calico. She's my big, beautiful girl. See, like I said, I like cat stories. This is why.
Where'd the trap go?
Hi, baby.
I don't even know where the trap is now.
Oh.
Now I've lost my own trap.
Nick's lost his chat.
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible.
I don't know.
Nobody wants to see that end. Seriously. Nobody wants to see that end.
Okay. Alright, well, maybe I can find the chat again. How come... Seriously, this is just bizarre. Tonight, I keep losing the chat. Oh, there it is. Live chat. Boom. Okay. I can now operate this thing again. Yay, isn't that nice? Okay. But, alright, so let's talk a little bit about...
Sometimes just stroking a kitty for hours is very relaxing.
Yes, absolutely. Kitty therapy is very useful. One of the many things. Alright. So... I'm going to go over some of the stuff in the coronavirus subreddit here. Do you want to step out?
I'm going to leave.
Okay, you can come back later if you want to. They have.
Bye, guys. I have to use the ladies.
All right. Well, congratulate us. We won. Let's see anything in my inbox. Okay, so let's go to the coronavirus. Alright, so I'm going to go to, this is me going to the coronavirus subreddit, so you don't have to, because let's be honest, some of the things in that coronavirus subreddit can be a little bit disturbing, because people freak out and post frightening things there. So, let's begin with some good news from the very top of the subreddit. coronavirus. And I was mentioning this before. I was, at that point, I believe, still saying that it was not entirely established as being something that we know for sure yet. But this is more of a recommendation that's coming out now. The headline is Coronavirus. Vitamin D reduces infection and impact of COVID-19. Studies find people are being urged to take a vitamin D supplement to reduce the risk of becoming infected with COVID-19. So this is a very good thing to be doing. Patients with sufficient level of vitamin D are less likely to experience complications and die from COVID-19, according to a new study in the United States. While another has also found that it reduces infection rates. Vitamin D sufficiency was linked with a significantly decreased level of inflammatory markers and higher blood levels of immune cells in new research from Boston University School of Medicine. That's the kind of thing you like to hear, isn't it, though? Let's put this away. There we go. All right. So, the higher levels of lymphocytes were tied to the reduction in the cytokine storms, the release of too many proteins in the blood too quickly, which is one of the ways the coronavirus can become deadly. So, that's good. Glad that we've got that. Okay. I am going to say this, admittedly, okay, I was talking about it last night. Remember, people are more than just infection vectors. They are people. That said, man gets 1 year in jail for holding large parties against COVID-19 rules. A year is a lot, granted, but I mean, there's certain times when you want it to be, I don't know. There are certain times where you kind of see the point behind something that's punitive to the point of trying to make other people think twice before they do it. Well, we'll see. We've got, of course, people who have reversed the course, people who once thought that COVID was a hoax, now pleading from hospital beds for people to wear masks. So, I mean, something. But we're going to talk about another thing here. And that's that the simple truth of it is that I'm in Florida, you folks probably have known, I've mentioned a few times, and we just reopened. And it's actually more than just reopening. Where's the article that I'm looking for? We've more than just reopened here in Florida. The governor also made it illegal for municipalities to impose fines for people who do not wear masks. So, long story short, it's now been turned into, yes, it's entirely your choice to wear a mask. The city can have an ordinance, but it will be a toothless ordinance. I think I don't know if you can put people in jail for it under this, but I think that might be, honestly, the city's only option, or municipality's only option. So, yay, Governor DeSantis. He decided to go ahead and reopen us. But the good news is this, okay? And let's not freak out, and, I'm not going to bitch about this whole thing too much, but I'm going to say this. I was saying this last night, and this is really the thing about Florida, is so much of what we do here is from Florida, outdoors. As much as, and I was listening to that podcast yesterday when I was talking about risk and how to assess risk, and the fact is that, I'm going to cut down these fans, maybe reduce some of the stray noise that we have here. Okay, but one of the things in that podcast was that beaches, as much as, we were putting up beaches, everybody who was like, oh my God, look at these idiots, who are going out and going to get coronavirus, we're putting up pictures of beaches, that was really not as big of an infection vector as a lot of us thought it was going to be. That was one where the main reason why people were getting sick was being in close proximity indoors. Apparently, it is about 20 times less likely for you to catch coronavirus from someone else in an outdoor situation than in an indoor situation. Some of those tightly packed beaches kind of make you wonder about that still, but that is an important thing. So, just a moment, I'll be right back. No worries. All right. So, yeah, I don't know if it was coming through, but the playback was a little distracting to me. So, nevertheless, let's see. So, where was I at? Trying to remember my train of thought here. Oh, okay. Well, actually, I am going to shift a little bit here. So Johnson & Johnson has been working on a vaccine, and their early trials are showing that there is a strong immune response coming from that vaccine. I'll pull up a little more details on this here. So it says that a single dose of the experimental vaccine produced in an early to mid stage clinical trial. So it produces a strong immune response. Let's see. Was well tolerated at different doses. They're trying to do a single shot. Now, a single shot actually is a good thing. So I don't know if you've been hearing about this, but there's been some talk, single shot vaccine, a double shot vaccine, that kind of thing. Obviously, there's many good reasons why a single shot is better. I mean, you just have to have a person convinced to take the shot once, and hopefully they're cured, and we have that, taken care of, ideally. I do not know what the vaccine will be colloquially known as once it finally comes out. What it is currently called is AD26.cov2.s. Okay. But at least it's a, something. Okay. And the subreddit that I'm hitting is just the regular R coronavirus subreddit, fresh strawberries. Now let's see here. So they're taking a look at it. The trial is nearly 1,000 adults. That's pretty good. It's being tried in healthy adults. Because that's the way you test these things. You test to see if they produce an antibody response. So, all right. So that's good. Let's see. What else we got here? All right. So, I'm going to switch over to the Covid-19 Support subreddit. Now, if you folks are coming in from elsewhere and you're not really sure what subreddits are good, the Covid-19 Support subreddit is the good one. The Coronavirus Support subreddit is not the good one. Coronavirus Support is kind of not very well... It's not very well moderated, not very well trafficked. Jennifer Cole, who moderates the Covid-19 Support subreddit, is one of the many moderators, but she seems to do a pretty good job here. I'm gonna read this one. This is one. Now you may have seen some of the memes about this, but let's read this. This is the silver linings of wearing a mask. I know masks can be a bummer, but honestly, I'm finding a lot of unintended bonuses. One, I'm not concerned about bad breath. You know what? I'll tell you the truth. Me too. Okay. I like having a little bit of gum and that kind of thing, so that I'm not smelling my own bad breath so much. But you know what? Not so worried about it. Number two, I only have to wear makeup on the top half of my face. I know. Oh my God. I am so, I don't have to worry about, I can do the eyes, and I don't have to worry about, curling up the mustache and all that kind of thing. No, that's actually the true part, though, is that, I used to curl up the mustache all the time, just as part of, my thing for work, kind of a historical reenactor, kind of not, but, looking old-timey at least by having a curly mustache. Number three, giant zit, something in my teeth. Who cares? No one will see it anyway. No, I kid you not. I was doing a tour probably about 4 or 5 days ago, and I had just had a salad. And I'm sitting there doing the tour, and I'm like, I am pretty sure I've got a big old piece of salad stuck right on my teeth right now. But that doesn't matter right now. It's just fine. I can just keep doing this. It's all good. I can silently mumble to myself in public like the weirdo I am, and no one can tell. Yeah, okay. Just calling me out on this one here, aren't you? Although I actually now do it more. Yeah, you two there?
I like to make funny faces behind my mask at
Oh.
people.
I mouth some of the most like just things that I would never say out loud, things that I would even mouth if I didn't even have a mask over my face. I mean, oh goodness. Number 5, extra opportunities to add flair to my outfit. Now, I do agree, actually, that can be kind of nice. By the way, I'm not promoting anything. I do want to say I do like these masks. There's a few places where you can find them. I'm not going to name any names because the place where I got this one I'm not a big fan of. But, let's see. This is a hat and mask in one. See if I can do this right. Get them on together. Okay, so got the hat here, right? And then the mask comes down and fits over your face like so. But here's the really cool thing about it, is that it's got these little things right here that hold the mask in place instead of being over my ears all the time. And considering that I wear this for hours and hours at a time at work, it's really nice. Now I will tell you this though, I've got a giant nose and this mask is too small for my face. So not quite perfect, but really close. Nevertheless, hey. Alright. But then there's some other memes which you might have seen. One of the ones that is definitely the one for women, which is, men don't tell me to smile when I'm wearing a mask, and that, I'll grant that. It's certainly kind of a thing that guys still do. But yeah. Okay, wearing a mask is kind of calming, really. So, extra warmth outside in cold weather. It's Florida, not having that. Let's see. Some people not wearing masks or not wearing makeup at all. I understand that. Lips chapped to hell. Who knows? Am I scowling at you? You'll never know. Here's a good one. Extra protection from the terrible smells of picking up your dog's poop. Thank you for picking up your dog's poop, and that's another very good point. No worries about plucking errant whiskers around your mouth between waxings either. Yeah, I know. Like, I have that all the time. Although, honestly, my problem isn't plucking the whiskers from my chin or my lip. It's the fact that sometimes the whiskers get inside my face and I gotta pick them out of my mouth. That's no fun. Less likely to be recognized in public. Who's this person? Are they famous? Especially paired with sunglasses. I've also been thankful for my mask on the occasions I've had to use a stinky public bathroom. I'll be honest with you. Yes. Absolutely yes. Now, I am going to say this. This is a little trick in case you are not aware, not a fan of such things. I will occasionally put a little bit of essential oil. Where did I put the mask? Is that right here? I put that down. Oh, it fell on the floor. Okay, there we go. I will put a little bit of essential oil right here. Often on the outside, sometimes on the inside of my mask, so that everything smells better. Now, if you really want to go kind of like traditional, I would recommend something called robber's oil or thieves oil. It goes by a couple of other names, but basically it's a blend of 5 oils, and thieves oil traditionally was one that was used back in the days of the Black Plague, right? And it was used by thieves because theoretically it was going to keep them from catching the plague as they robbed the bodies of the dead. Yeah, okay, so not the greatest name for where it came from, but it is actually a very pleasant smell. Another way to think of it is this is actually based on many of the aromatic herbs. If you've seen the Plague Doctor masks, the big nose on those things, okay? The reason why it has that big nose on them is that it's actually a big container for all sorts of aromatic flowers and herbs and that kind of thing, because it was believed that, it was a time when they believed that the Black Plague was caused by miasma, which would roughly translate as bad smell. smells. And so if you could protect yourself from the bad smells by having that big thing on your face that had all the flowers in it, then theoretically you'd stay healthy. There's actually a couple of reasons why that actually worked as a filter and kept people healthy in the way they used it, but the truth is it really was not used that much. I'm not even sure if it was used during the time of the Black Plague. Most of it comes from commedia dell'arte and some of the acting and that kind of thing that happens. But nevertheless, there are various contraptions that do have that where you're breathing through that. So you can go old school and use something like that on your mask. And definitely will keep you from smelling a stinky public toilet and will help you out when you are trying to pick up some stinky dog poop. I use my mask as a cover to make faces or stick my tongue out at idiot customers. My coworkers and I love it and do it many times a day. I'm not gonna say, yeah, I'm just gonna say, yeah. I recently found a larger pleated mask, fits my face perfect, gives me extra room in the front for making faces and sticking my tongue out even more. It really does help after a long day of sweaty mask wearing go by. I recommend this practice to anyone having to deal with the public and the, quote, great mask debate of 2020, unquote. I have the feeling that this is somebody who probably works in a place where people are supposed to wear masks, but a lot of the time they don't. Been there. My partner has said she is going to continue wearing masks in public post-COVID to protect herself from the standard of flu and viruses. And again, you know, this is a thing that happens in cultures. You look at, what is it, Japan, China, I forget what it is, and they you see places where, I mean, both of those places in Korea, a lot of places in Asia, where they wear masks, and that I think of a lot of it actually began during the bird flu epidemic or maybe SARS. I honestly don't remember, but as you recall, for a couple of decades now, there's been an occasional epidemic that pops up over in Asia. And usually doesn't make it over here, and that's why a lot of people are like, oh, they're getting another one over there, ho ho ho, and next thing you know, it's completely messed up American life. Yeah, so don't be quite so next time one of these things comes out of there. But yeah, okay, so we might be in a situation where a lot of people are wearing masks otherwise. Okay, so other things. So this was one that I wanted to kind of talk about, because this is one that got a lot of comments, a lot of upvotes, and I want to talk about, because this is, I think, really one of the things that is the kind of things that we're trying to talk about when we're talking about support. So this was, does anyone else just feel detached? It's like you're an observer, outsider observing your life and not really experiencing it. The entire pandemic and quarantine have just created an overwhelming sense of anxiety and uncertainty to the point where no one of this past year even feels real. I know uncertainty is a part of life and will always be something I have to deal with, but I really feel like I've lost control of anything anymore, and I'm no longer in touch with who I used to be. Okay, so I'm going to just begin. I'm not going to read the whole thing because, wow, the top voted post with 36 points is somebody who seems to have a pretty good description. I'm going to skim through some of these. It's called depersonalization, and it's a form of trauma, usually a complex symptom of complex PTSD. Now, this actually, I'm going to pause here. Okay. So, dealing with coronavirus is an awful lot like dealing with grief. In fact, it is grief. There is obviously grief that can happen if you lose somebody. There's other grief that can happen for other reasons, and a lot of it can be just, the grief of losing our lives, losing, or not our life, being alive, but losing, the social things we had going on around all that. And that is a legitimate kind of grief, especially at this point in time where, I mean, at first it was hard for me to, kind of empathize with that as much as I could, to be honest with you. I was like, well, yeah, but then there's people who've really been through stuff, and then I'm like, well, but hold on now. We're now at such a point, going through this for so long, that knowing when our lives are going to start up again is as hard. Right now, I'm saying, I'm thinking August 2021. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I don't know. It seems like a reasonable thing to go for, and if it's a little bit further out, I won't be completely heartbroken. If it's sooner than that, I'll be pleasantly surprised. But it's hard to see that far end. And the harder it is to see that far end, the more it feels like this is just something that needs to be grieved. You need to have grief for your life that is gone. So we'll do that. Let's talk about certain kinds of real specific grief that happen to when we're dealing with coronavirus. So we're dealing with a loss of normality. We're dealing with a loss of camaraderie. We can't celebrate and mark life's choices. One of the big things that kind of leads from the point of this feeling like it's just kind of like it's just like it's something that we're gonna make it through, to the point of like this is just the way it is uncertainty. There is so much uncertainty right now. A lot of it has to do with certain other events going on in the world, or at least in the United States at this time. But one of the things that I want to say is that if you can, remember that this uncertainty again is something that ideally is going to pass. We're going to get through it. We're going to make it through this, and you can do a lot of things during this time that can make it better. We talked about this before, all sorts of self-help things that you can do. And if you can do these things during this time, then you're doing great, because, you can do them now. You can do them when it's over. Some of this, can be helped by going ahead and making yourself a schedule, keeping a schedule for normalcy. But one of the things I want to talk about here is the way that, what got me off on this tangent here, pardon me, is the fact that grief is in this state, is an awful lot like, the kind of grief that we feel around coronavirus is called collective grief. And it's an awful lot like what we feel after there is a war or a terrorist attack or an assassination or a natural disaster. Depending on your group, could be hate crimes, mass shootings, all sorts of things. These are all things which will cause collective grief. This will too. Now, the good news about collective grief is that you're not alone. I'm here. There's so many people. We're all here. We're all going through all of this together. And that is powerful. That gives us strength together. So, that said, it's not going to make it all better. So understand, first of all, that these feelings that you have, you're not the only one. We're all going through this. This is one of the great things about the coronavirus support subreddit, is we all have a chance to understand that we're having this happen, and that, sometimes we feel like, are my feelings even valid? All right. And here's the thing. In this time, your feelings are valid. There is so much that just cannot be, there is so much that we just cannot predict, and we just trying to say that, it's all supposed to be fine, is just silly. Thank you. Oh, okay. All right. I see people talking in the chat. Awesome. Thanks, folks. Okay. So understand that, first of all, you're not the only one going through it. And you can find people to talk to, even if you feel like, oh my God, I'm freaking out about dumb stuff. You know what? A lot of us are. Okay? I had a panic attack 5 days ago, something like that, in the grocery store, trying to buy 2 things. Okay? So as much as I'm talking about all this, as much as I'm like, oh yes, trying to sound like, these are the things to do, and this is how you be together. I must be really together. No, I'm having these same problems too. Of course we are. Okay, so you're not alone. Your feelings are valid. It can be hard to understand that sometimes. A lot of people are feeling this way. One of the things about all this is just kind of this weird flip-flopping that we do, where we have the sadness of like, this is the way my life is, and then suddenly you just like it's a disbelief. I've been having more and more of these moments because it's just been going on so long, where I'm like, is this really what's going on? Like I have this moments where I'm like, this is life right now. This is what's happening. And that happens. But remember, it's happening to us all. So there's part of me that just wants to occasionally go, "Yep, this is happening, guys. This is what it is. All right, we're gonna make it through, right? Okay." Um, Another thing about all of this is that we we can find empowerment in this. Ideally, we can work together on things. We are stronger together. We have the shared sadness. We have the shared sense of all of this that we can now's a time where we can find a lot of common ground. This is one of the things I was talking about with make contact with your old contacts, with the old friends and that kind of thing, because honestly, you've got a thing in common right now, even if nothing else. As long as both of you are taking coronavirus seriously, yeah, that's the way it is. Um, and then there's certain things that we can do together to grieve together as with collective grief. One of them is we can light candles. Uh, Sometime along, maybe we should do one where we do a Zoom or something like that. I got to figure out how to do some of these things, and maybe we all get together and we all light candles, and we all light a candle and we talk about the person who we miss. So maybe we'll try that sometime. There's other things. We can hold a memorial service. You can do it. A memorial service doesn't have to be anything complex. You can, if you want, you can just call up here, and you can talk to me, talk to everybody who's listening, record it, and we can all just derealization. Yeah, it is. So, but we can do a lot of those things. We can hold a memorial service. We can talk. We can do whatever you need to do. I'm open for that. I would like to do that for somebody. There's part of me that's been wanting to do it for my friend Keith. Maybe the time will be right soon. I don't know. I didn't know him as well as I wasn't that close of a friend in some ways, so I'm not sure if I need to be holding one for him specifically. I wish my friend Chuck was here. He would be helpful in answering this, but nevertheless. Okay, nothing you can do is you can create a memorial, and this is actually something which I'm going to be doing here fairly soon. I'm going to be putting up a little kind of it's going to be a stone cairn, because that's what I do. I like the sort of older kind of natural things, but it's going to be a pile of stones, and I'm going to put up 2 of them now. Yeah, one for each 100,000 people. 100,000 people. Okay, that just seems 200, one cairn for each 100,000 people. 2 of them, 200,000. Sorry, that's that disbelief thing that I'm talking about there, right? Okay. Now, the thing about this is that she was talking about the depersonalization, and I want to talk about how, and about how it's a symptom of PTSD. Now, the thing is that this is an important thing, because grief has a purpose, right? Grief is there to help you through it. Grief is there to help you find something on the other side. Okay, so let's just briefly, let me talk about grief. Okay, first of all, specifically when we're talking about the grief of a loved one, one purpose of grief is to be able to remember that person with more sweetness than with pain. Okay, and that's hard to do, because at first all you feel is the pain of, oh my god, I've lost this person. Another thing, and this is not applicable just to when you lose somebody, this is much more applicable to our current situation. These last 2 apply to grief from coronavirus, and that is to accept the changes that have to be made. It's a change in reality. You lose a parent, you lose a partner, whatever it may be, somebody that's close to you. Everything's going to change for you. Day-to-day living is a very different situation. You also need to look at building a new support network sometimes. If that person, if it's your parents or partner or something like that, definitely need to be building that. Another thing about another aspect of all this, the point of grief and the process of grief is to have these things in the end. Another thing hopefully you have at the end of a grief process is the ability to feel joy and a sense of purposeness in life, and that is something which can be hard especially after if you've lost someone who you loved, or in this case, as we have lost a lot of our lives and things that are going on. So that's the purpose of grief. Now the thing is, though, is that grief is actually vaguely related to. Let me find it here. I know I've got a note in here somewhere about this. It's vaguely related to PTSD, and I'm not sure. What is that? I've gone past it here. Okay, but here's the thing. So, grief is. Okay, here we go. So one way to think about grief is that grief is not just depression. Okay, depression is something that we're feeling, and right now, when it comes to the whole COVID thing, it can be important to kind of distinguish between your depression and the grief that you're feeling. So, what grief is, in a way, in this type of grief we're having, this is a type of trauma, and that is what made me think about this. And that was a little bit ago, but okay, was the fact that it was talking about post-traumatic stress disorder. So depersonalization happens as kind of complex PTSD, and here's the thing. So grief is related to PTSD. They are different sides in some ways of the same coin. So PTSD is after a severe, shall we say, just an intense trauma. Can be any number of things. Of course, we normally think of battle, soldiers, things like that, or people, or abuse victims, both of which are, very much valid in what that's coming from. But PTSD is typically from a severe and sudden trauma. So PTSD usually manifests itself as a combination of fear and anxiety. And as that builds up, well, one way that it happens is depersonalization. This what this person was talking about. They feel like they're disconnected from everything in the world, right? So, now that can also happen with grief. So the kind of thing that we're talking about here, now grief is different, okay? Fear and trauma are the primary components of post-traumatic stress disorder. The primary components of grief are actually positive things for the most part. They are a yearning, they're a longing, and as has been said, it's a kind of sadness. But for the most part, these are things that are coming from love and not fear. And I think that's one of the things that maybe can be a positive way of addressing all of this, is that if you can look at it so that you love the things that you're going to have again, rather than you fear all the things that you have or are going to lose for a while, then I think that maybe there's a lot more room to see positivity at the end. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this person who was talking about depersonalization. Depersonalization partners with disassociation, and it's a form of substituting mentally distracting, like books, games, TV, all this kind of thing. And this is actually a good point. This is probably one of the ways that depersonalization happens, is that, one of the things we're talking about as a way of dealing with anxiety is go ahead, binge a show, that kind of thing. But this is the problem, is that you spend too much time just kind of pulling away from things, you reach this point. It's easy to become detached when you're watching unchallenging drivel on Netflix, soothing even. Who's the poster on this one? This is Augmenti. Augmenti's got some good stuff to say here. We're all feeling a form of this now, Op. You aren't alone. Your mind is protecting you from chaos and terror in the only way it knows how, by pretending itself it doesn't matter. It's not real. What were we talking about just a minute ago? Disbelief. Yeah, disbelief is another real part of that depersonalization thing. So, feelings are blunted, we act out in destructive ways, looking for temporary blissful oblivion in whatever form we can get it, so we can forget about the fear for a little while. Can't do that anymore. I've seen through the illusion. Alright, Augmenti, what do you suggest? Celebrating finally getting well. Okay, what you've been doing, what this person's been doing recently, what they've been doing for years, working on focus, mindfulness, being an active part of your life. Okay, and this is, this is a lot of stuff we're talking about before. You know, so mindfulness, that's can be a lot of meditation. There's a lot of good stuff. Look up mindfulness. I'll got a couple notes on it here in my book. Don't have as much as I'd like, but the main things are mindfulness is helpful in helping you live in the moment, and live in the moment in a good way, not just like, oh, there's no future, that kind of thing, but appreciate the moment that you are in. And that is kind of a critical thing. Find joy in that moment, true appreciation for it. And by that, be here now, Ram Dass, right, all that kind of thing. But yeah, be here now for sure. Another important part of mindfulness is that it can help you recognize your feelings. There is so much that we're feeling these days that is just, wow. I mean, complex. The list of stuff goes on. I can't even read all of this, and this is actually, kind of worth reading the whole thing. But the point is that yes, detach a little bit, then bring in your mindfulness. Detach just so that you don't have to deal with the stress, and then bring in the mindfulness to bring you back to the world, but bring yourself back to a world that isn't full of that stress, that isn't full of stuff that's going to make you freak out. So, what I've been doing lately is working on focus, mindfulness being an active part of my life, paying attention to the beauty in the world as well as grieving its ugliness. Feeling the fear when it comes, then moving on by working on things. For this person, the garden, taking care of the chickens. They got chickens. I want chickens, maybe ducks. I've got cats, so we'll see how that works. All right. Still detach when it gets crazy, and it's a balance, and that's really it. That right there. I'm gonna upvote this one. Definitely. I mean, most of these get upvotes from me because I think there's some good stuff here. Okay, here's another one who's responding the same way. Exactly how I've been feeling. Makes it very hard when you have kids and you're trying to not totally mess up at the same time, wondering how this will affect them in the long run. Hang in there. We're all this together and somehow all pull together. Again, good, positives talking. Disassociation. Where are we? So, people saying smile. Here's a 68-year-old person saying smile. I'm going to take that from a 68-year-old person. I'll be honest with you. I know that I lay out a lot of kind of just, platitudes and that kind of thing. They're like, oh, it would be great if we were like this. But I say this because I'm old. Or at least I'm older. And the fact is this, is that sometimes these things do work out. Sometimes things are going to be okay. All right, I'm going to end with one thing here. It's been a little while. I haven't read this in a while. But we're talking about grief a little bit. Okay. This is how I've experienced grief a few times in my life. Loss. A bittersweet brew. Racking. First, too bitter to withstand. It feels like poison, yet it only happens when I try to feel love, and I cannot stop that. So I sip the poison. It does not kill me. It kills the lie. I am changed. I can no longer deny. The knowledge is bitter, like the first apple. But process is process. Wheels turn. Needs must. The brew is less bitter, except in dreams where you never had to drink it at all. Remembering in dreams is hard. But then the bitterness tempered by time, the new, and the love that was always there. Now it can be tasted again. Not so bitter. Love is sweet. All right. Thank you for everybody who's been here joining me. I might be doing this again tomorrow night. I've been mostly doing them on Saturday and Sunday nights. We'll see how it goes. Got a long day ahead of me. I think a lot of us do. Alright, so take care of yourself, stay well, and remember, love yourself, because, you know what? Sometimes it's hard to remember that you're not the only one. See you later.